What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how I recently closed a wholesale deal for a $20,000 profit in Colorado Springs, Colorado. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly step by step how we got this deal from what marketing channel throughout the whole process to actually getting it closed and getting it paid. That being said, this video is very, very valuable for you if you are trying to learn how to wholesale real estate. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into the video. So first off, what marketing channel did this deal come from? This deal came from my current favorite marketing channel, Facebook ads. Guys, I am loving Facebook ads right now for wholesaling real estate. Facebook ads is a great marketing channel because it is inbound. The sellers are coming to us. They're seeing the ad on Facebook. They're saying, I do want to sell my property. They're clicking on the link and they're filling out a form on our website requesting the offer from us. Now, it's a totally different dynamic when the seller is asking for the offer from you rather than you going to them first and saying, do you want an offer? The seller is way more motivated to sell. They're way easier to work with, and usually they want a more reasonable price for their property. So doing inbound online digital ad marketing is great for wholesaling. It is a little bit more expensive to get into than other marketing channels like cold calling, for example. I love cold calling. Cold calling is still my top marketing channel, but Facebook ads has been working out great for us. So we started running Facebook ads to about 100 different cities across the country, nationwide ads, and this lead came in through Facebook, and it came in from Colorado. And the situation with this lead was the seller wanted to sell the property because it was his mother's property and she had become too old that she needed to move in with him. So the property had been sitting vacant for over a year. They really didn't have any good use for the property, and it was just sitting, becoming dilapidated because they didn't have the time or money to take care of it. And so they needed to get rid of it. They needed to sell it. They wanted to sell it in as-is condition. They wanted to sell it for cash because they didn't want to put the property on the market. They just weren't in a place in their life to handle the hassle of dealing with a realtor and listing it on the market. So working with a company like us was perfect for them. So once the lead came in, I actually called this lead myself. It wasn't one of my sales guys, one of my acquisition managers' deals. It was my deal. I called the seller and I was speaking to the mother at first, and then she transferred me to her son, and her son was a great guy, and we talked about the property. I first asked all the condition questions, right, to find out what condition is the property in. How old is the roof? How old is the AC? As far as the interior condition, is it in good shape or is it outdated? And he said the property's in good shape, but it is outdated. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you and show you what the property looks like. All right, so this is the property. As you can see, pretty clean. The siding looks good. Roof looks pretty good. So the property's been well maintained. This is the basement. Not bad. Laundry room. Kitchen. So as you can see, the property is very outdated, but it's in clean shape. Popcorn ceilings, paneling on the walls. It's very outdated, but it's in very good shape. It's a smaller house, only about 1,200 square feet. So I assume, for a full remodel on it, it needs like 20, 25,000 in rehab. And so we knew we needed to get it at somewhat of a discount, so that way there was enough spread in order to have a flipper make money on it. The property was worth remodeled around 400, maybe 410, 415, and the seller was asking $320,000 for the property. The seller was asking $320,000 for the property, and it was going to be too high because if they wanted $320 and it's worth about $400 conservatively, and we put $25 into it, that puts you at $345. And then with closing costs and everything, it wouldn't leave that much money for the flipper to make and for us to make an assignment fee. So we knew we needed to negotiate down somewhat. So we started working them down. I said, well, would you consider something around $280,000? And he said, no way. That's $40,000 less than what we're asking. We've already had somebody offer us $285,000, so your offer is lower than what we already have on the table. And I said, okay, I understand you have a $285,000 offer. I understand you want $320,000. What if I can do this for you? I'll buy it in as-is condition. I'll pay all the closing costs. So this offer is going to be net to you. There's going to be no commissions, and I'll close in 14 days. So I'll get you paid very quick. And I will beat that $285,000 offer with $290,000. With all that being said, is that something that will work for you? And he said, you know what, Jacob, I think that will work. Let me consult with my mother, and I will get back to you. And I said, okay, can you actually just put me on hold and go talk to her right now and then see where we're at? And he said, yeah. So I tried to keep him on the phone, guys. That's sales 101. You don't want to let them off the phone because they'll go find a better offer. They'll go find somebody else to work with. They'll go forget about you. You don't want that. You want to keep them on the phone and you want to get them to the finish line and lock up the deal. So I said, can you go consult with her now? Just put me on hold. Don't worry if it takes 5-10 minutes. I'll be right here. A couple minutes later, he comes back. He says, she says that's good to go. Can you send the paperwork over? I send the paperwork over. I said, are you able to open up your email while on the phone with me? Unfortunately, he said no. Guys, that's another thing. I don't want to let him off the phone. I want to keep him on the phone while he's going over the contract so that way I can walk them through it, so that way none of the terms get them confused or scare them away. But he said, I'm not able to open it while on the phone. My phone doesn't work like that. So I said, okay, just go read it and call me back. And then they had some trouble opening it up, so I had to resend it a couple times. But we got them to read it. He called back with a few questions. He's like, what's this term about that you need access to the property? And I just explained sometimes before closing and we need to walk through the property once or twice, which is pretty standard, and he was cool with that. Moved him through. He had a couple other questions, but then overall they agreed and they signed the contract. Boom, I had the deal locked up. Now, the next step was to get photos of the property so that way I could market the deal to cash buyers and find a buyer to buy the deal. So I could send somebody to get pictures of the property, but if the seller's able to do it, that just makes our life way easier. So I asked the son, hey, are you able to go out to the property tomorrow and get me some photos of it? And he said, yeah, I can. He went out to the property though, and he brought the wrong key, and he couldn't get the door unlocked, so he had to come back the next day. Well, he got into the house, but he couldn't get to the second part of the house because there was a lock he couldn't open. So he had to go back to another day and get me the rest of the photos. So it took a few days to get all the photos of the property, but he actually took really good photos of the property, which I just showed you guys. Those photos were perfect to send the deal out and market it to cash buyers. And then the next thing I did was I marketed the deal. My favorite way to market deals right now is on InvestorLift. Guys, InvestorLift is a platform that lets you access over 2 million active cash buyers across the country. There's a link down below in the description for you to check it out. But I sent the deal out on InvestorLift. I sent the deal out to my VIP cash buyers list. And I also posted the deal in real estate Facebook groups in Colorado. And I found a buyer very quickly on this deal. I sent the deal out at $315,000. So I was trying to make a $25,000 assignment fee on the deal. And by the way, guys, if you need help selling your deals, me and my team can help you sell your deals. Just go submit them at jacobblank.com/dispo, and we'll help you sell your deals for the most profit to our cash buyers. But quickly, I found a buyer that was highly interested in the deal. He told me, you know what, I can't do the $325, but I'll do $320 and I'll buy it sight unseen. He said he'll buy it sight unseen. He said he'll deposit $5,000 non-refundable earnest money. And by the way, guys, you always want to get at least $3,000 to $5,000 non-refundable earnest money from your buyer. He said, I'll deposit $5,000 non-refundable earnest money and I'll buy it for the $310,000. So at $310,000, I had it at $290,000. That gives me $20,000. I said, okay, sounds good. He seemed like a solid buyer. He gave me a couple addresses of properties that he's flipped in the past few months in the area that I was able to look up and see that he actually did buy. So I vetted the buyer and knew he was legit. So I was ready to run with him. I sent him the assignment contract. He signed. I sent everything over to title, and now I had the deal lined up. And then there was only about 8 days to wait, and then the deal closed and I got paid. This deal was one of the only deals in the past while that has had 0 headaches. Because lately, guys, a lot of deals have been giving us a lot of headaches, but this one was smooth sailing. So we got the deal done and made $20,000, which is super amazing. Guys, I know I mentioned my purchase contract and my assignment contract on this video. If you need contracts to wholesale real estate, you can go download my contracts for completely free at jacobblank.com/free. So make sure to go check that out. Also, there's links in the description down below for every single tool that I use in my wholesaling business. So make sure to check that out. But other than that, that's from marketing channel and getting the lead to closing the deal. That's step by step how we did this deal. So I hope you guys found that valuable. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. And other than that, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.